George Anthony.
You guys are all phony. Nobody knows me. It's fine. I appreciate everybody being. When Matt asked me to do the show, I was like, hell yeah. I don't want to do it, right? And then he was like, no, but what's your name?
Jared.
He was like, Jared's gonna be there. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. So, my father was like brutally murdered.
Good opener.
I know. Thank you guys for being cool like that. I can only talk about it because it's happened, like 4 or 5 days ago. And I want to tell you his last joke that he told me. He's like a real cool guy. It's a stock thing, but it's fine. I'm gonna tell you his last joke he told me before he was brutally murdered. Is that cool? Yeah. All right. So this guy, he has a kid, and his kid's birthday coming up. So he's gonna go to a pet store to get his kid a present for his birthday, right? So he walks in the pet store, and he walks down the aisle, and he sees these 2 canaries, right? And one of them is just being like a canary, just being a bird. The other one is singing. This one is singing beautiful, like Frank Sinatra, right? So the guy goes up to the clerk, and he's like, hey, how much for the singing canary? And the clerk's like, oh, that's going to be about $3,500. He's like, dude, no canary is worth $3,500, even if they're singing. How much for the non-singing one? He's like, well, that's going to be $5,700. And he was like, wait a minute. Why is the non-singing one so much more than the singing one? And the clerk goes, oh, because he writes all of his songs. Now, you can find it on the internet. My dad does that. Now I'm going to tell you how my dad told me the joke. Because I love him and I miss him and I want to share this with you guys, right? So this is my dad telling the joke. All right. Okay. So there's a guy. He's a guy. And mind you, he's losing his mind towards the end of his life, too. I just want to let you know that. There was a guy, and he had, he wasn't married, but he had a kid. He had a kid, and it was the... It was a kid's... He was having a party. It was his birthday. It was his kid's birthday. And so the guy with the kid who's having a birthday, he's he's gonna get him, he's gonna get him something. So there's a guy with a kid. It's a kid's birthday. He's gonna get him, And so he goes to a place. A place where they have like animals and shit. No, they sell the animals. They're like little fucking. It's like a store of animals for sale. And I'm like, a pet store? No. Pet shop. So the guy with the kid, he wasn't married though. He has a birthday. It's the kid's birthday party. Ha. And he's going to a pet shop. So he goes to the pet shop. He drives over there. And it's like downtown. I don't know where it's at. So he walks in, Remember, it's the guy with the kid. So he's there to buy something, buy an animal. So he walks into the pet shop, and he goes down this aisle, and in the aisle, they had puppies, and had a frog. And like a snake or something. And a turtle. They had a turtle. And so the guy walks past, what did I say? The dog, the rabbit. He walks past a bunch of shit. So he sees these two, there's two of them. They're not like finches, but they're birds. I'm like, they're birds. He's like, yeah. Have you heard this? So they're birds, but they're not like, they're not like finches. They're what I'm like, parakeets? No. They sing and stuff. What, you remember that movie with Michael Douglas? And he was in like a cave, and they played folk song because he got trapped in the cave. They have like a bird down there. Damn, that was a good movie too, man. He's dead, right? But they had a bird. I'm like, a canary? No. Not a canary. Look on your phone. Is it canary? All right, so they had two canaries. And one of them is just being like a parakeet or whatever, right? And the other one... The other one is like, he's singing. Who do you like? Who do you like? And I was like, Keith Sweat. No. And I'm like, Michael Bublé? Yeah, Frank Sinatra. So Frank Sinatra. So he's singing beautiful like Frank Sinatra, right? And then the other one, he's just being like, he's just there. So the guy's like, whoa, because he had the kid, remember? And he wasn't married. So he goes back and he passes like what I say? He passes by a gerbil, a hamster, a turtle, and he walks up to the guy that's there, the technician. And I'm like, Dad, it's the employee. No, he works there. And I'm like, so the owner? No, the guy works there. I was like, the clerk. And he goes up to the clerk. He's like, hey, I walked down the aisle with the rabbit and the dogs and the cats and the turtle. Remember that. And I saw the two, what do you call it? What'd you use? Canaries. Right? And so one of them singing like Tony Bennett. He's amazing, right? And the other one is there. And so this guy, the clerk worker guy, the technician, he looks him right in his eyes and he's like, hey, how much, if you look past, I need to get through this. This is helping me out, all right? Please. This memory of my father, who was brutally murdered, by the way. So my dad goes, he walks past all that shit, and he's like, or you look past it, he's, look, That one, he's not singing. Hold on. I'm here for my son who's having a birthday party. And so I'm going to pick out not the one that's not singing. The one that's singing. And the guy, not the guy with the son who's having the birthday party, who wasn't married either. The other guy, the guy that works there, I told you, right? He asked him, he's like, how much for the bird? The one that's, not the other one. That one. And the store shop owner, he looks at the guy with the kid, right? Who wasn't married, and he tells him, wait, you mean the canary passed the rabbit and the turtle and the hamster? And he was like, no. It's the other bird past the dog and the frog and the turtle. And then the guy was like, oh. This is very emotional. I apologize for breaking the character. He was like, oh, that one. But then he told him, we don't take checks here, which I don't know why he told me. That one's gonna be like a lot of money. And the guy who had the kid for his birthday, he was like, oh, okay, well, I don't have a lot of money. How much is the other one less money? And the guy, you mean the one past? That one's less money. He's like, all right, well, I'll take the one with less money then. And he's like, actually, it's not less money. And the guy, not the guy that's working there. The guy, I can't even finish it. I murdered my father. Damn, that killed like 10 minutes, yo. I was talking to my grandma the other day, and she like broke her hip. So she's doing the same shit she was doing before she broke her hip, just laying there. And the cool thing is she's taking all this like pain medicine, and I've never seen my grandmother high before, dude. And she's on social media, which is hilarious, you know? And I was trying to talk to her, but she it's like talking to a 80-some-year-old stoner that just found out, like, stoner shit. She was just like, I was scrolling the other day, and when I was scrolling for so many hours of scrolling, and when I scrolled, my old grandma finger tapped like by accident. And when I went back, I was like, oh, no, I didn't mean that. So she told me I unliked it, and then I thought about, oh, what if they saw me like it? And then unlike it, they're gonna think I'm a bad person. I'm like, no one gives a fuck, Grandma? No. So I went back and I read the status to give it a good, honest opinion if I actually liked it. And so I liked it. And then I started messaging them. I'm like, oh shit, you know what? Yeah, I messaged them just to explain, like, hey, look, I liked it at first, but I'm really high on these pain medicine right now. It was the cutest shit because she died 10 minutes later, and that's like, no. Come on, how awesome of a memory is that for your grandma? That's gonna be in my head for the rest of my life. It's fucking dope. I love her to death. Rest in peace. Wherever you're I've been following O.J. Simpson on Twitter, man, and that's all. There's no way to bring it up. I don't think it's right. Like, I haven't been retweeting or anything, but it sucks what happened to him, you know? Like, he gotta quit it. And he's living like an innocent man would, but that's just pissing people off even more. And some people who don't know what happens or what he is, he was a guy that was in Naked Gun. Both of them.
33 and 30.
There you go. This guy knows. Jared knows. And, right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Here for you.
It's just, I believe people can change, man. I know that's weird to say about that guy because he did have some trouble with the 90s. But, I just wish, in this new of reinventing yourself, there's a new age where you can reinvent yourself, and and it's just, I just wish he would hire me as his like PR guy or like publicist, if that's even better, more money. I don't know why, I've been thinking of ways to like turn his image around. I don't know why it's infecting me. Like, I just keep, and so what I came up with, and like, this is not gonna be cool. The only way I think he could like turn his image around, and it would have to be extreme, like something crazy, right? Only way you could do it is if he, this is gonna be kind of whatever. In my head, is if he stopped a mass shooting. That's not funny. But that's the only way I think he could redeem, in the image in America, and I don't think the news guy would believe it. Like, he'd be like, "You're not gonna believe what happened today." O.J. Simpson stopped a mass shooting. Like, he was a running back, but he could have been defensive end because he came around and he tackled the guy, and he did a good thing. Granted, the assailant was stabbed 17 times, but that's neither here or there. I'm terrified of like mass shooting, and not maybe not how you folks might be. I'm terrified. I'll do anything for a TV credit, but I know that's fucked up to say, but if I'm being honest, you know what I mean? If I'm being honest. But it is like one of my like biggest fears, because, that could happen to anybody here. You could just be out somewhere and then somebody shows up. I'm a gun owner, actually. I have, and only because I'm a huge coward. That's the only reason why I have a gun. I don't have it on me, so relax, man. And but I carry it at CVS all the time. And I think that would be my luck, shit. And I don't know, like the guy would come in and I would know that's the guy, like a Bruce Willis movie or something. Like and I'm wearing like a windbreaker, right? And I just know, that's the guy, right? And before he's able to hurt anybody, I bring out my weapon. And again, if I'm being honest, I'm like, oh man, here's my chance to, like shoot at a white guy. And I would, if I'm being honest, I know that's messed up, but that would be my first thought. So I'd bring out my pistol, and I would stop this man from harming anybody, right, I get him, and I'm like, oh, I felt great, and, but the thing is, perception is everything. People walking in and out of that thing don't know. If they knew it was a shooting going on, they wouldn't walk into things. So people are walking in and out. They don't know, who really did what. My luck, someone would be walking in and they see me murdering this crazy person, and with a smile, right? And they would think I'm like, oh, that's, in my luck, it would be O.J. Simpson. And he would be like, oh, here's my chance. And he would come tackle me. Are you guys getting ready for the election coming up, huh? You gonna get your vote on, huh? Come on, seriously, come on, dude. All right. I'm not gonna participate. It's just, who gives a shit? We're all gonna die alone, right? It's just, I treat voting like a domestic violence couple that lives next door. I just don't want to get involved, It's like, ugh. Everybody's yelling and shit, All my friends are like, well, you gotta do your part. It's your responsibility. I'm like, I know, but that's why I got my walls. I don't want to. Anybody here vote for Trump? Make some noise. There's a coward in here. Come on. I know there's a coward. There's one coward. Like, I don't like him, but I kind of like him. Do you get that feeling? Like, he's deplorable. His rhetoric is just awful. But yeah, he's a troll, right? We all love trolls. I like trolls. What are you gonna do, man? You can't be mad, right? Can you? That's too much energy to keep in your heart. Just be, look what he said! Fucking goddamn! The TV's on too! Shit! Goddamn! I'm a firm believer that sometimes in life you have to change your perception in order to have a happy life. Would you guys agree? Yeah? Sometimes you gotta change how you think about stuff in order just to get on. Like, when he's on the TV, you folks might see the President of the United States. But what I see is an 80s villain wrestler. That's what I see. He's just trying to sell tickets, He's up there at the podium, and the Mexicans and the Muslims. And this Sunday, I'm going to show them the wall or whatever, His arm move. You can't be mad all the time, man. You can't be mad. And you can keep going with it too. Like, but what he really is a brother-in-law. Because it's like, I didn't pick him, But America picked him. You know what? What are we gonna do? Just don't come around Mom's house, America, asking for money. We don't do that. Don't come around, oh, he hit me. Like, bitch, we told you exactly what was gonna happen. And you got with him. He said he was one good thing he said he was gonna get rid of the terrorists, It's been a few years. Yeah, he's working on it, I guess. I don't know. He's working on it. That's a good thing to say, right? Would you guys agree? That's a good thing to say. It's like someone saying, I'm gonna get rid of those kids that keep walking on your lawn. You're like, fuck yeah, I hate those kids. Fucking I just planned all that shit. They're walking across my lawn. Yeah, we're gonna drone strike them. We're gonna go over there and murder them. Like, whoa, I don't wanna know how you do it, dude. Just fucking try a sign first, Which I think that's why we have all these terrorists. We don't have any signs out that says no terrorists allowed. How are they to know? I come from a crazy family, though. Anybody come from a crazy family? I don't care. Okay, all right, I don't care. My family is aggressive. Like, have you ever gotten into a fight with your family before? Anybody here? And don't get me wrong, like a fight with your family, like your whole family fought another family. All right. My first fight with my family. I'm gonna tell you a story real quick. I was 12 years old, and it was a long time. It was back in the 90s, right? And it was at the movies. Hello, remember the movies? Remember going out to a bigger TV? Remember that dumb shit? The movie that was playing was Lost in Space. What? Yeah. Matt LeBlanc was the star in that piece of shit. You remember that dumb movie? Matt LeBlanc was on Friends, if you don't know. He was Joey from Friends. And so they approached him. They're like, yo, Matt, you want to do a shitty movie about space? And he was like, it has to be the worst. They're like, oh, yeah, don't worry about it. Let's do it. Let's go. Come on. So my dad heard about it. He was a huge Lost in Space fan, you know, the old black and white Dr. Smith, Danger Will Robinson, right? So he's like, let's go to the movie. So I'm 12. My brother is 11, and my sister's 10. And my mom, she's a little bit older than us, right? Bam. And then my dumb father. So we all go to the movies, and it's the 90s, like I said, so everybody is at the fucking movies. There's no Netflix, there's no Facebook. The movies was the place to be. So we all get in there, right? And when we get in there, it's sold out, right? Pretty much sold out. And back then, there wasn't like assigned seating where you pick your thing, I'll sit there and you get mad. Get in my seat, you old bitch, right? None of that. We just had to get in where we fit in, right? So we get in the movies, and we do like that family split where my parents go way up here and we go down here, right? So we're sitting down close to the front, and the lights go down, and the previews go up. And that's when the first incident happened. These teenagers were behind us, and these teenagers were just causing a ruckus, cussing, you know, throwing shit, right? Throwing popcorn, right? And one of the popcorns, right? One of the popcorn. Why does that sound foreign? What would you call it? Anybody? It's been popped already, though. It's not a kernel. Previously popped kernel? Oh no, a kernel. A post-popped kernel, thank you, lady. A post-popped kernel comes over the seat, and it hits my sister in the back of the head. Now, mind you, she's 10, she's a little dramatic, so when it hit her, it was like the Kennedy assassination. Yeah. It was like back and to the left. Right? So she stands up. And again, it's the 90s. It's before hashtag brave. So she actually got brave and was like, hey, you jerk, don't be throwing popcorn at me. And then this voice from where the teenagers was at was like, man, shut up, you little hoe, right? Which is really messed up to talk to a 10-year-old that way. It really is. But to whoever's credit that was, they must have been a fortune teller because they nailed it. Don't get me wrong. I love my sister to death. But I also know who she is, right? So, my brother pops up. He's like, hey, dude, I'm gonna beat your ass after this movie with Matt LeBlanc, right? So we sat down, watched the rest of this god-awful movie, right? After the movie's over, right? People are leaving. In the chaos of everybody leaving, my brother weaves through the traffic, right? And he finds these teenagers. Now, we don't know if they were the correct teenagers to this day. But they were the first kids we engaged, and whatever, man. So my brother goes up to this big corn-fed white kid, right? He's like, hey, jerk, was that you talking shit to my sister, man? I'm gonna mess you up, dude. And before he could say another word, this big-ass kid just punches my brother right in the face, right? And my brother goes flying back. I'm the older brother. I was there. I witnessed it. I got to represent for the family. So I was like, Mom! Started yelling for my mother, but it was to no avail because my parents were like lost in the crowd, you know? And so I was like, all right, ride or die. I go in, overhand left, miss this kid completely. He picks me up by my shirt, starts beating me in the face. My brother hops up and he starts fighting this kid with me, and we're kind of getting the best of him. Then that kid's friends showed up, right? These other teenagers, and it was like, you know, I don't know if you ever fought friends before, but I punched Ross right in the face, right? And I kicked Chandler right in the nuts. Hey, you sarcastic bitch, right? And then Phoebe came in, pop right in the nose. And then it was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. And it was going pretty good. And my sister sees us, right? My sister and my mother see us, and it was so dope to have them come in as, you know, as a team, because they were like, oh shit, Georgie and Patrick are fighting. They ran in and they just started hitting people who were just walking by, you know? Again, to their credit, they know who was on our team, not on their team, you know? It's pretty dope. Where's my dad? My dad is at the concession stand. That's where he's at. Because we grew up poor, man. We grew up real poor. And, you know, we have a family. Even to this day with my daughter, we get popcorn for the ride home, right? Real movie popcorn in our house? Yeah! From the movies? Like, poor people were just easily impressed by that shit. It's so cool. So I don't know if my dad saw us or what, but all I see is this big, dumb animal loose in a movie theater running towards us, right? And people are flying out of their clothes. Get out of the way! My family, oh my God, right? And he finally gets to where my brother's at. My brother's being held down by this older white gentleman. And just for the story, we'll say he's racist, right? So this old racist white man is holding down my brother like they hold down society. All right, so my brother being held down, and my dad runs over there and he goes, "Let go of my son." And when he said that, he grabbed this grown man. He grabbed this grown man by the head. Like my dad palmed a human head. And holding my brother, right? This guy holding my brother, my dad picks this guy up by his head, "Let go of my son!" And to see this dude's face like drain of reality, it still haunts me to this day. Because he was like, "Oh shit, how's gravity not working right now?" And his feet were like trying to get away, like cartoon. Like he was like, "Oh shit." Like his feet were smart, you know what I mean? They're like, "Yo bro, get the fuck out of here, hurry." But his body was like, "Fuck it, I'm staying with the head," on some ride or die shit, right? "Let go of my son." My dad wiggles my brother free, right? And as my dad's about to blast this dude into the next life, this guy just starts confessing, which is exactly what I would have started doing. "Sir, I'm a volunteer firefighter. I was just trying to break it up." My dad was like, "Oh shit," he throws him across. "Well, keep that up. That's good work you do. What the fuck?" And he runs back into the fight. And we were a team, man. I don't know if you've seen the X-Men or whatnot. We were getting down, dude. Imagine you and your whole family versus a whole movie theater at this point. We're fighting a whole movie theater, just popping people walking by. It was amazing. And I know what you're thinking, this wasn't at night. This was a 2 o'clock matinee. It was so cool, man. The big bay windows and the sunlight cascading in. It was beautiful. Murder and mayhem going on and shit. And to see your mom crack a dude in the tooth with her knee, just, God, I was like, "I love you, Mom." She's like, "Family first." But sadly, all good things must come to an end because of security and cops and shit. And so I don't know if my brother saw it or if he saw or what, but my brother, he always kept his head on a swivel. So we heard his voice go, "Run, it's the cops." So as a family, we're like, "Appreciate it." And we all ran away as a family. You ever run away from justice with your whole family? You ever do that? Have you ever escaped jail time with your whole family? And then to hear your mom go, "Oh fuck, I ain't going back."